Hey there fellow anime fans, today's episode of Need Anime to Watch, we're counting down the top 10 anime where the main character used to be overpowered but now lives a normal life. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to like the video, subscribe and hit the notification bell to see more anime content. So without further ado, let's get started. Supersonic monkeys, vampires, talking fishmen, and all sorts of different supernatural monsters living alongside humans. This has been part of daily life in Helsalem's lot, formerly known as New York City, for some time now. When a gateway between Earth and the beyond opened 3 years ago, New Yorkers and creatures from the other dimension alike were trapped in an impenetrable bubble and were forced to live together. Libra is a secret organization composed of eccentrics and superhumans, tasked with keeping order in the city and making sure that chaos doesn't spread to the rest of the world. Pursuing photography as a hobby, Leonardo Watch is living a normal life with his parents and sister. But when he obtains the all-seeing eyes of the gods at the expense of his sister's eyesight, he goes to Helsalem's lot in order to help her by finding answers about the mysterious powers he received. He soon runs into Libra, and when Leo unexpectedly joins their ranks, he gets more than what he bargained for. Kekai Sensen follows Leo's misadventures in the strangest place on Earth, with his equally strange comrades as the ordinary boy unwittingly sees his life take a turn for the extraordinary. Striking fear into the hearts of mortals, the demon lord Satan begins to conquer the land of Isla with his vast demon armies. However, while embarking on this brutal quest to take over the continent, his efforts are foiled by the hero Emilia, forcing Satan to make his swift retreat through a dimensional portal, only to land in the human world. Along with his loyal general Alciel, the demon finds himself stranded in modern-day Tokyo and vows to return and complete his subjugation of Isla, that is, if they can find a way back. Powerless in a world without magic, Satan assumes the guise of a human named Sadao Mayu and begins working at McDonald's, a local fast food restaurant, to make ends meet. He soon realizes that his goal of conquering Isla is just not enough as he grows determined to climb the corporate ladder and become the ruler of Earth, one satisfied customer at a time. Whether it's part-time work, household chores, or simply trying to pay the rent on time, Hadaraku Mayu-sama presents a hilarious view of the most mundane aspects of everyday life, all through the eyes of a hapless demon lord. The Great War finally came to an end after 4 long years of conflict. Fractured in two, the continent of Telesis slowly began to flourish once again. Caught up in the bloodshed was Violet Evergarden, a young girl raised for the sole purpose of decimating enemy lines. Hospitalized and maimed in a bloody skirmish during the war's final leg, she was left with only words from the person she held dearest, but with no understanding of their meaning. Recovering from her wounds, Violet starts a new life working at Postal Services after a falling out with her new intended guardian family. There, she witnesses by pure chance the work of an auto-memory doll, amanuenses that transcribe people's thoughts and feelings into words on paper. Moved by the notion, Violet begins work as an auto-memory doll, a trade that will take her on an adventure, one that will reshape the lives of her clients and hopefully lead to self-discovery. In times of need, if you look in the right place, you just may see a strange telephone number scrawled in red. If you call this number, you will hear a young man introduce himself as the Yato god. Yato is a minor deity and a self-proclaimed delivery god who dreams of having millions of worshippers. Without a single shrine dedicated to his name, however, his goals are far from being realized. He spends his days doing odd jobs for 5 yen apiece until his weapon partner becomes fed up with her useless master and deserts him. Just as things seem to be looking grim for the god, his fortune changes when a middle school girl, Hiyori Aiki, supposedly saves Yato from a car accident, taking the hit for him. Remarkably, she survives, but the event has caused her soul to become loose and hence able to leave her body. Hiyori demands that Yato return her to normal, but upon learning that he needs a new partner to do so, reluctantly agrees to help him find one. And with Hiyori's help, Yato's luck may finally be turning around. The Alzano Empire is home to one of the most distinguished magic schools in the world, the Alzano Imperial Magic Academy. Here, ambitious young students undergo training to become competent magicians. Sistine Fibble, a stern noble girl, and her bright-eyed best friend Rumia Tinjal attend the academy, determined to cultivate their magical skills. However, their world is thrown for a loop when their favorite teacher suddenly retires, and the enigmatic Glenn Radars replaces him. His lazy and indifferent attitude toward life and magic quickly puts him at odds with his class. What's more, nefarious forces hidden within the Empire's walls start to become active, and Sistine, Rumia, and Glenn find themselves caught up in their schemes. Rakutanashi Majutsu Kaushi to Akashic Records follows Sistine, who is captivated by a mysterious floating sky castle, Rumia, who is haunted by a troubled past, and Glenn, who may be more than meets the eye. Though completely different on the surface, they are inexplicably bound together by a thread of fate.
I'm a lone wolf.
Dreaming of becoming a hero and vanquishing the Demon King, Raul Chazer enters the hero training program in pursuit of his ambition. However, when the Demon King is defeated and peace returns to the world, the hero training program is suspended indefinitely, making it impossible for anyone to become a hero. 2 years later, Raul reluctantly works at a small electronics store called Magic Shop Leon. Though the former hero in training is plagued by the mundanity of working in retail, everything changes with the arrival of a new hire. Appearing at first to be just a boy with good looks, he turns out to be a female demon by the name of Pheno Bloodstone. She is not just any old demon either. Raul's new co-worker is in fact the daughter of the late Demon King. Handed the responsibility of training this eccentric new employee, Raul soon finds his life becoming livelier than it ever was before. In response to the worsening crime rate, Japan creates Tokyo Butte High, an elite academy where butte armed detectives hone their deadly skills in hopes of becoming mercenary-like agents of justice. One particular butte is Kinji Toyama, an anti-social and curt sophomore dropout who was once a student of the combat-centric assault division. Kinji now lives a life of leisure studying logistics in order to cover up his powerful but embarrassing special ability. However, his peaceful days soon come to an end when he becomes the target of the infamous butte killer and runs into an emotional hurricane and outspoken prodigy of the highest rank, Arya Holmes Kanzaki, who saves Kinji's life and demands that he become her partner after seeing what he is truly capable of. Since the discovery of Saiman syndrome 30 years ago, thousands of young people have traveled to fantasy worlds, the few returnees managing to keep the special abilities they acquired in those parallel universes. Akatsuki Isawa, known as the Rogue Hero, discards his peaceful life in the fantasy world Alazared to face new challenges upon returning to Earth. He comes back with Mew, the daughter of the Demon King he defeated, and is now forced to hide her true identity by having her pose as his little sister. The two soon join Babel, a special school designed for those who have acquired special abilities and magical powers through their journey to a fantasy world. Babel was seemingly founded to train young interdimensional travelers and guide them to the right path for the sake of humanity and themselves, but its true purpose remains unclear to the pseudo-siblings. Will Akatsuki and Mew be able to overcome the hostile, powerful student council and uncover the forces at play behind the scenes? Grisea no Rakuin begins right at the end of the previous installment, Grisea no Maikyu. Kazami Yuuji is arrested under suspicion for terrorism. A video showing apparently concrete proof that Yuuji committed these acts, and he is held in custody by Ichigaya. Ichigaya knows full well that Yuuji didn't commit the crimes he has been accused of. But he did fail to assassinate Heath Oslo, who is the leader of the terrorist organization with an extremely devastating weapon in their possession. In fact, Ichigaya have their own plans for Yuuji, but all may not be lost for Yuuji. The girls of the Mihama Academy are not about to let Yuuji be used for political gain, and neither may the mysterious new figure which appears before them. Tensions are running high among the clans as the Green King begins making moves that threaten to drive the world into pandemonium. Following the death of the Gold King, the safety of the Dresden Slate, the source of power of the kings, is under threat. Nagar-Hisu, the sly and mysterious leader of the Green Clan jungle, is determined to procure the powerful slate by any means possible. Standing directly in his way is Scepter 4, the Blue Clan, headed by their unyielding king, Raisi Munakata. However, the grim side of his crumbling sword of Damocles leaves the stability of his clan and all of Japan in jeopardy. Meanwhile, still recovering from their tragic losses, Anna Kashina and her aggressive clan Hamra find themselves caught up in the Green King's games. Amidst the chaos, Kori Yatagami and Nico are left vulnerable, while their beloved friend, Yushiro Isana, the Silver King, remains missing. Return of Kings tells the struggle of the remaining clans against the Green King's formidable forces as one final king appears.